Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Super Sky here, and today we have a maybe short animation by one of the amazing channels in YouTube. Let me explain the studios, I think. And the name of the animation is Bitten while defending a friend. This is my first reaction to one of these stories, but I think it's gonna be fun because I like the animation. And before we get to the video, please make sure you hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and let's begin.
Hello my geeks and peeps, my explainers and entertainers, my little oodle lollies, Rebecca Parham here. Throughout my young life, I've had a handful of noteworthy, people who habitually seek out to harm or intimidate those whom they perceive as vulnerable.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. YouTube now demonetizes the B word, and I don't mean Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. At my preparatory school, pretty much most of my classmates didn't like me and picked on me from time to time. But a few of them made it a more regular thing. One such individual was a girl that we'll call Millie. She was a troubled young soul, little on the mad side.
Oh my god.
Had difficulty understanding why people got upset when
she
she
a
punched
bully?
them. Ah, come on, we were just having fun. To be fair, I wasn't her only target. She was an equal opportunity irritant. She tormented girls, boys, big kids, small kids, kids that climb on rocks, everyone.
What?
And she did everything from cheap
How y'all
insults to
scared of her?
stealing to physical violence. When
Oh
you're
my
young,
God,
adults
you're
tell
a
you to
savage,
stand
girl.
up to kids like her, defend the innocent, be a hero, do the right thing. What they don't tell you is that sometimes doing the right thing still gets you in
now
trouble.
you're a superhero.
Millie, I know you're probably out there growing up in a better person, but I'm using you as an example. On with the show. It was 6th grade when Millie and I had our little incident. That year we had gotten a brand new kid we'll call Greg. Greg was a troubled soul too. He had a very poor family life, all of the kids in the class relentlessly picked on him, and he often retaliated not with his words, but his fist. He hated everyone and everyone hated him.
Oh my god.
Except me. Seeing how he was a fellow social outcast, I couldn't bring myself to be mean to him. And in turn, he was never mean to me. You could even say we were friendly for a while. Now at this tiny school, we didn't have a cafeteria, we all ate in the gym. So one lunchtime, Greg and I were sitting on the bleachers eating and talking. Now when Greg wasn't pummeling the kids who made fun of him, he kept a journal. Probably should have been his first choice for emotional expression, but hey, I'm no psychologist. And this day, he had his journal sitting out next to him on the bleachers. As we talked, Millie came over. You remember her. She stood there chatting with us until she spied Greg's journal. Ooh, what's this?
No.
Don't touch it, it's my journal.
Okay.
A journal? Come on, let's see it. In a flash, Millie snatched the book
better
out of
get
his
back.
hands and ran off with it. Greg gave chase, and to escape him, Millie ran into the girls' locker room. By the time I caught up with the two, Greg was standing just outside the locker room, Millie was standing just inside with the door open, and she was reading from his journal out loud to the other girls inside, knowing full well he couldn't go in to stop her. And remember, Greg was a troubled kid. There might have been some really heavy stuff in that journal that she was about to spill everywhere. I saw all of this unfolding in front of me, and I knew I had to do something. This was not right. Time to stand up, as the adults say. So I ran into the locker room and began tussling with Millie for the journal.
Let's go.
No one was getting hurt, mind you, just a lot of pulling and shuffling. But tug of war quickly escalated into war. Give you 3 guesses who took it too far. We struggled for about 10 seconds before it happened. The next thing I knew, she grabbed my wrist and bit down as hard as she could. I screamed full voice and let go of the journal. When she finally let go of me, I looked down at my wrist to see a perfectly gruesome bite in my skin. And it was pretty gnarly looking too, those serrated indentions, it was already starting to bruise. And it was slobbery. Thankfully, she didn't break the skin, because listen, human bites are nothing to sneeze at. Do a Google search. Mayo Clinic says to seek emergency care if the skin is broken. Apparently, we all have Komodo dragon mouths full of dangerous bacteria. Actually, that kind of makes you rethink kissing. You bit me! You actually bit me!
Yes,
what the hell is wrong with you? You're insane! I'm going to the nurse!
Let's go.
Suddenly, Millie wasn't so concerned about Greg and his journal anymore.
Now you're scared?
I marched right to the nurse's office,
Don't
with
stop.
Millie behind me trying to convince me not to go. When I showed the nurse the bite, she disinfected it and called the principal. We both got sent to his office. I told him my story, but when it was Millie's turn to tell hers, she actually had the gall to say, When she put her arm across my back, I couldn't breathe. She was about to suffocate me. So you see, I had no choice but to bite her.
This girl is...
Objection, Your Honor? That's not how the human body works? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say anything in that moment because it
this
wasn't
girl
my turn
is
to talk.
savage.
And honestly, I was getting a little freaked out because the principal
Now
was
she's
acting like I was
acting.
just as guilty as Millie. I
Oh,
don't know if he
no.
honestly believed her lies, but he listened to our stories and said, well, because both of you were horseplaying in the bathroom, you're both in trouble.
You could bring her
I'll be calling your
friend.
parents today. Rebecca, you'll be getting 5 demerits. And Millie, normally I'd give you 5 as well, but because this is the second time I've seen you in my office this year, you'll be getting 10.
Yeah. What is
I
that?
have several objections. Let's get this straight. My crime, my punishable offense, was getting bitten while defending another kid. And the
Let's go.
person who bit me would have gotten the exact same punishment as me if it hadn't been her second offense.
Exactly, like
Excuse
you can
me,
bring your
who
friend
hurt
here and
you?
your friend
Yeah, sure, maybe I could have politely
can
asked
tell
the little
you.
sadist for the journal back. Like she'd actually give it back. But I don't care who you are. There is a very big difference between tug of war to get stolen property back and a full-blown bite that could have potentially ended in a hospital trip. Lord help us, Becca's angry. Even as outrageous as it all was,
Oh,
I was
come on.
beside myself. All I could think about in that moment was that I was in trouble. I was supposed to be the good kid, the peacekeeper, the clean record.
Yeah.
5 demerits and he's calling my parents? They only do that for the bad kids. Am I a bad kid now?
No, you are
Mom and
not.
Dad are gonna be so mad at me. He sent us back to class, and for the rest of the day, I was
hate
a
her.
nerd.
Okay, wait. I'm mad right now because she could bring her friend, and her friend could tell the story. Like, she stole the journey book and then read it for so many other girls in the school, and he could tell that. He could help her. Like, I don't understand.
This wreck, dreading the sound of that final bell. For sure, the principal had called Mom, and the moment I set foot in her car, I was a goner. Well, the end of the day came, and I
no.
solemnly walked to my mom's car. It felt
She
like I
gonna
was walking to my own execution.
Is that?
I got in
Is
and
that
silently
her?
awaited my fate.
She was like a
Hey,
savage
sweetie,
girl.
we're gonna be here a little bit longer. We're waiting on your sister to get out of basketball practice.
That's it?
That's it?
Okay.
No screaming, no lecture, no punishment? She's not even gonna bring it up?
You better be
I
happy
was a
about
tad
it.
confused. Wait a minute. She didn't get a call from the principal. She doesn't know what happened. Well, that's not right. She needs to know. I got this
No.
bite on my arm for nothing. Look what Millie did to me. Oh, hell no.
Oh. Oh no.
Explain yourself, knave! We were in that principal's office for a good half hour, and Mom calmly explained over and over and over again the absurdity of it all. How backwards it is to punish a child for essentially being assaulted, especially while defending another child.
Exactly.
And here I was terrified that she was gonna be mad at me. By the end of it, she couldn't convince the principal to remove 5
You
demerits,
better be
but
happy
it
about
almost
it.
didn't matter
I'm
anymore.
glad this happened.
I had done what's right. I stood up
Oh,
for what I
hi.
believed in.
You wanna
The
come?
people that mattered knew it. It may come with consequences, but doing good is its own reward. And after that day, Millie backed off and rarely bothered me or Greg ever again. Just goes to show what
Never
can come
mind.
from one act of bravery.
It doesn't matter.
Hey Oodalollies, Editor Becca here again. I hope you're all doing okay during this strange time. But I wanted to show you what
Oh,
the
you know
creatoring team and I have been working on. I'm really excited about this. We have
Woo. Okay. I am happy about what happened at last. Like, her mother didn't bother her, and she was like angry, just punched the door, and then that was good. That was good at all. But I'm still mad for her friend. Like, she defended him, but he didn't even come and help her and told the story like what happened. I don't know. And that's kind of so funny that they don't have a mouth, but they beat. Like, she doesn't have a mouth, but she bit her. That was crazy, but I loved it actually. I love the stories. This was my first story in this channel, and I think it's gonna be so cool in next stories, and I loved it so much. So if you want me to do more reactions about these stories, please make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And I'm coming back with more reactions, and soon I'm gonna start my game.